Hello, guys. Welcome to a new episode of season previews of Football Months. So, today we are covering a team, the only London team which has won the Champions League. And when I say that, I see a bit of grim on Dixit's face. So, yeah, we are definitely covering Chelsea this episode. And as we can see, has a good wallpaper of Chelsea behind him. So, let's start with Dixit about his thoughts on Chelsea's a regenerated Chelsea, a new rebuilt Chelsea, all done in one season. Dixit, what predictions do you have?
So I think Chelsea will definitely go for title, but I don't see them winning title. Breaks my heart to say that, but City has been stacked up with so quality squad that it becomes really difficult to for Chelsea. With all these signings, I think the squad is now at par with the squad of Liverpool and City. But maybe a second or third position is what I am looking for Chelsea currently. And with the likes of Werner, Havertz, Thiago Silva, getting exciting talents like Malang Sarr and putting him on loan. At the same time, we have got a youth prospect from Barcelona. Uh, big signings. Ziyech, is being underplayed because of arrival of Werner and Havertz, but I think he's equally important. So I see Chelsea going for the title, but I will not be, surprised if we don't win it. And to tell you, this is more about a project which we see with Frank Lampard coming in. We see, we have all known Roman Abramovich to hire the managers and fire them after providing with
That's
players
right.
and unable to give the results. So with Lampard and Marina and the likes of Balak and Peter Cech being a part of the management right now, Chelsea is going for a long-term prospect. And with Lampard at the helm, I can see Roman Abramovich's dream of having a style which is known for football, like Barca has tiki taka. The Dutch national team has total football. Something like that can be installed at Chelsea, and we can see this team going on for decades. Maybe if not for more than 10 years, but at least 5 to 8 years is something which is kept in mind on this horizon, and the project will take on. And it has started on an exciting note. I'm really happy with what is happening at Chelsea.
So yes, everyone is, to be honest, a bit shocked seeing six signings and Chelsea are not done yet. They are being linked to a goalkeeper. They are being linked to Declan Rice and some others which we even don't know. And there is a long window. So my next question to Kayor is: Chelsea and United both finished on the same points. Both have abundance of young talent, and you see Chelsea signing six players, in significantly improving their playing 11, and on the other side, we see maybe just a couple of new signings that are rumored for Manchester United. So, what are your thoughts on Chelsea in comparison with Manchester United, and where do you see Chelsea having the edge or somewhere like this season's preview?
First of all, I'd like to give a round of applause for Marina. I'd like to ask Dixit that does she have some negotiation classes going on so that I can send Woodward over there. I mean, such fantastic signings for them. See, the only edge Chelsea will have over Manchester United is in the attacking line. Definitely,
That's
it's one of the one of the best talents in the world currently, and they're at a perfect age where they can shine. But
that's
at
right.
the same time, there can be problems for them to gel across initially. There's the time that where they can stumble, but then that's the X factor. Lampard has got them for those reasons to get in the goals. Of course, there was loss of Willian and Pedro, so they had to get those positions. Because he's not fooling around. Definitely, he wants this team to win a title, and six signings is a sign of big statement from them. And of course, they can come third, but then let's see. Adjusting to the English Premier League is difficult for many of players, even the best one. So that is where I think that Chelsea can, you know, maybe they'll fall back sometimes. And of course, the defense is still not strengthened. You may have Thiago Silva, who is a captain figure and a leader material, but then still, the holes are not yet filled.
The next question to Rohit. Rohit, last time Chelsea did not have any pressure, so they were playing freely, and we have seen now they have a very, I can say, a young squad who has not. Most of them are coming new to the Premier League. So, and now they have a expectation, like everyone says, a top 2 or top 3 at best. So, how do you think this young core of players, another with a young manager, will cope up to this pressure?
I think I don't see a lot of pressure on the players because I think it's their first season and all the new signings will take their time. I think Lampard is under the most pressure at Chelsea this season.
That's
Looking
right.
at the history of Chelsea starting, I think what 2004 or 5. Chelsea have fired winning managers. Forget about losing. So
Yeah,
I think, and I don't think there's a pressure on Lampard to win the league, but I think there's definitely a pressure to finish with at least 80 or 80 plus points this season. Lampard needs to start, uh, and 80-85 points is no joke. It also comes with a certain consistency. So I think that's the pressure Lampard is under right now, and this is going to be a big season for Lampard. Maybe it will define his Chelsea career. He might be there for 4 years, or you don't know. We'll be talking in December or January about him being pushed aside if Chelsea are not there. So I don't know. I think Lampard is under the most pressure. I think the players are they've been signed on big money contracts, and I think it's their first season, so they are not under that much pressure. But Lampard is under the most pressure this season. Lampard and his staff need to really get the players going. So Lampard needs to get the
that's
ball rolling for Roman.
yeah. Yeah, that's definitely there. And even there will be more UCL pressure now. Earlier, they were just not a very good contenders for UCL. This time, again, they are not contenders, but they have a very good history in UCL. They
Yeah,
constantly reach
definitely.
the quarters and semis. So this will be expected. And having a big squad, rather say a less experienced, but a very full of potential and a big squad. And we have seen the likes of Atlanta, we have seen RB Leipzig, we have seen Ajax doing it. So yeah, Chelsea can be that one of the team that pops up maybe in the semi-finals or so.
Yeah, Chelsea
So
definitely
yeah,
need to get to the quarterfinals at least. After
that's
that,
There's
there's
no
right.
there
doubt
is
they
a
will.
certain lottery system that goes on as well. Sometimes you might get lucky and reach the semis
Lucky,
as well.
yes.
So, but yeah, quarterfinal is a minimum requirement, I think, with this squad at least, because
Chelsea
you've got
have
the
gone even with previous squad, so this is the least
When
expectation for them to go to quarters.
when we won the Champions League in 2012, did anybody expect that? No.
You finished
So that
below Newcastle in the English Premier League, if I remember it correctly, in 2011-12. Played Bayern in their own home ground with 4 players suspended. So yeah, you won when it was the least expected. So yeah,
uh,
it
you know
magic
yeah,
happens.
because we have beaten the likes of Barcelona, or have been notorious to likes of Barcelona who were in their prime. So every team tries to avoid Chelsea, especially when they are going on a title run. Who better than Spurs knows that, handing the
That's
title
right.
to Leicester, or maybe even Liverpool was thankful to us
Liverpool.
last year. Yeah.
Right.
So Chelsea has been known as notorious team. And the only thing that concerns me is the center back pairing with Thiago Silva. I expect some stability. But who? Tony Rudiger, Christensen, or Zuma? Post lockdown, I think Zuma is the better one. But even with the experience of Tony Rudiger, what the guy was at Roma, even if he plays at half of that level alongside Thiago Silva, I think that answers the situation at defense. And also, with Ben Chilwell coming in, it provides much more defensive attributes than what Marcos Alonso did. So I think this should answer most of the questions. But again, Kepa, oh my God, I don't know what to do about that guy. When he came, I saw, okay, Zidane was rooting for this guy, and he didn't get him. And, he comes to Chelsea, world record signing, losing out on Allison was a bit of a heartache. But, getting Kepa was, yes, with Courtois gone, I think Kepa is the man. But I don't know what to do. I am happy with Onana or a Mendy coming in. But with Czech giving him his vote of confidence, I think we'll give a season to Kepa. As I said, as Rohit mentioned, in December we can see Lampard being pushed out, but I don't think so. This is more of a project with certain trophies which are expected at Chelsea, a big club. So I don't think Lampard will be sacked, or I think Kepa will be given a chance. What do you think, Keyur?
So quick question, KU. Kepa and DDG both have been not at their best in the last seasons, and both Spanish keepers. Who do you think is still a better one in these two?
Of,
Just seeing the
of
last
course,
season.
they will die. Of course, they will die. I mean, look at Kepa. I mean, it's a laughter, right? You watched that Liverpool match, 5-3. I mean, he's just
Yeah, right.
standing there. He's not moving an inch. And
There
I
were some
have
clips
all,
where players were shouting at him,
yes,
Kepa,
yes.
Kepa,
Right.
please come
Kepa.
and
He,
cross, take out the
it
corner.
was yeah, it was a corner kick. Yeah.
In my WhatsApp group, every 2 minutes there was an abuse for Kepa. I mean, like, what the fuck is he doing? What is he doing? What is he doing? I mean, of course, David Daya, past 2 seasons, it was poor compared to the standards which he has maintained. But then Kepa really needs to do well. Of course, Peter Cech has given his vote of confidence. That's good for a young player. You need people to do that. Because at this stage of his career, if you demoralize
Kind of
him,
a make
then
or
it's
break.
difficult to get back.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I think
So
United should take a cue from that. Having Kepa on the Spanish bench spurred David De Gea to perform so good against Germany. Why have Hendo on bench? Sell him and get a clown.
coming to the transfer part, and everyone knows we Chelsea are not done after signing six players. So, as per you, Dikshit, and being a Chelsea fan, who is your favorite, and who do you think will have the most instant impact out of
I
all the signings that have been done?
I think ZH. ZH is the X factor he brings in because long spraying balls, the diagonals which he puts is something which Chelsea is looking forward to. Probably we missed this most when Fabregas left. So I think he's going to be a better signing than the like of big money signings of Werner and Havertz, because Havertz is someone who plays number 10, a more advanced number 10, I can say, almost as a second striker. And Werner, he is not that good as a lone striker. He needs someone to pair him up. So I can think, Werner and ZH going head to head as an attack, and Ben Chilwell and Thiago Silva, they have bigger tasks at their hand. But I think ZH is going to be the most exciting signing that Chelsea fans should root for.
Same question, Rohit. Who do you think is the best signing for Chelsea, and who will make an instant impact
I think
this
I
season?
think Ziyech is the one player I think who is going to make a big impact. But I think Pulisic is going to have the biggest season of all. If he stays fit, I
Yeah,
think
Right.
he can impact games in a way that I don't think a
Hazard
lot
could.
of players in the world uh, can impact.
Maybe Hazard, you can
He's
say that.
got that, yeah, ton of pace and that crazy dribbling ability. And so I think, yeah, but I think coming back to the defensive part of Chelsea, I think it's a little bit on Lampard as well. I think he needs to play a little compact when Chelsea are playing in their own half. I think Chelsea were very open last season when teams were attacking them. So I think Kante is also going to play a big role. And after his
Right.
injury, he might be a new signing for Lampard,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
even Loftus Cheek for that part. So let's see. I think it's going to be a very
It's a newly
exciting season
formed
for
club
Chelsea.
in my
Yeah,
opinion. It's like a newly
it's going to
formed
be.
club. There are hardly
Yeah.
any players. Pedro, Willian gone, Hazard gone, Courtois gone, Morata gone.
Uh,
Everyone was there 2 seasons
That's
back.
the
A
best
new
part. They have
Chelsea was
cleared
there.
out the
I
deadwood at
think
the right time when they're
I
trying to
think
build
Yeah,
something.
they've laid the template down for building a team. It's not a
yes.
one-year job. You need
right,
to
right.
get rid of players for a couple of seasons and then use that money, smartly. They're using Hazard and Morata and David Luiz's money now. That's because of the transfer ban, but that is sort of a nice way
That's
Nice.
to build your
so.
team, right?
Keyur, one player you can get from this new signings to Manchester United. Who would it be?
So it's a very difficult one. I'll have Timo Werner. Even though I like Anthony
Timo.
Martial a lot, but Timo Werner is a perfect number 9, and I'm guessing 15 plus goals for him this season as well. And
Oh,
he's very instrumental for Chelsea this season. He needs to be.
I think he has to get much more than 15 if I'm wrong
Yeah,
Of course,
because Tammy
but
got
this
15
is
last season. So yeah, if you want an upgrade on Tammy,
Uh,
you need to hit about 20 at least.
definitely. But I'm
I
just being conservative with my prediction
Yeah,
right now.
uh, you
I
know
don't think
uh,
Lampard would be.
uh, what many people are missing out here is the impact of Giroud. The way Giroud played post lockdown. Oh my God, he has been phenomenal. He's showing why he won the World Cup without even scoring a goal. The way he takes out both the centre backs of opposition team out of the game, allowing the likes of Pulisic to make the mazy runs and get into the box, and with the likes of ZH and Pulisic on wings. I think the aerial ability of Giroud would be much more an asset than the likes of pace of Werner. So I would not be surprised, if Werner is subbed off at the mark of 60-65 and Giroud is brought in if we are, conceding or if a game is going a dull 0-0 draw. Or maybe, on the weekends where we are having midweek Champions League games, I can see Giroud starting. So, we should not undermine the role of the likes of Giroud, Mason Mount, Barkley or Ruben Loftus-Cheek also. Kovacic being the player of the season, I think he is the only one which has sealed his place in the midfield. Kante, if not injury prone, definitely is one of the best in the world in his jobs. Even Jorginho playing, the register role, taking the ball and passing, with the likes of the pressing game that Liverpool has been playing, or off the ball runs that Arsenal people make, or, the movements that City make. Press resistant player or player who can take the ball and be brave and pass it long or pass it short depending upon the ability of player. I think Chelsea has covered all the areas in the midfield, and they will fare off well than most of the competitors.
So one
I'll go
question
with
I
Chelsea.
always, yeah,
I'll go
KU.
with Chelsea in the fifth position, just to see Dixit.
Oh my god.
Dixit will laugh it
No,
off,
no,
I
no, no,
think,
you're
and
wrong, bro. Don't bet your money. Yeah.
and if it even Roman gets a slight hint of it, he's already looking for a new manager
Pochettino is available.
there. So one
No,
thing
no, no.
that bothers me, and I think
I think Chelsea.
Rohit can give his view better on this. The team didn't perform very bad last season, considering Mason Mount, Amy Abraham, and Billy Gilmore was very good. Then you had Kovacic, so all underrated, under the radar players coming, performing so well, and they had earned their right to the first team, irrespective. Like Mason Mount playing 2,800 minutes, being just a teenager. So, do you think Rohit? It's a bit shaky for their confidence when they see three signings which are say around the age of 20 to 23, which impacts their potential, not a very matured signings who will leave the club after a few years, but long-term signings coming in Havertz, in Timo, and in Ziyech is 27 for that matter. But how does it shake the confidence, or is it the other way around, getting more competition, so keeping them on the edges? For Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, and those other young players too.
I think out of all of them, it's Mason Mount who is going to definitely still going to compete for a place in the starting lineup, because Mason Mount is definitely high class, and I think the reason, and it's going to definitely shake the confidence of the other players. There's no doubt about it. But I think what Chelsea thought while making all those signings is they've finished 30 points off the leaders. So are these players
That's
going to
true.
fill in the 30 points? The answer is no. So money is going to fill in for those 30 points, and Chelsea went out, spent all the money on all the right players. I feel it looks like all the right players. So I think, yeah, Chelsea are just looking to fill in that 30-point gap, maybe in a year or in by the next summer window. I feel definitely. So that's where I think the signings are coming from. It's not good for the youngsters, but that's how it is at the top clubs, right? You have to.
That's right. It's
Right.
so coming to the top clubs, there are a lot of signings. So KUR, I also see there will be some choppings. We haven't seen any names being majorly linked to other clubs, but Jorginho was linked, I guess. Something about Kepa is always running, but we have seen contrary reports to that from Peter
Mm.
Cech giving him more support. So, as per you, after the departure of Pedro and Willian, who do you think will still get the job, because they have lots of players on their hands and everyone in the same age bracket, so no one improves on each other? So who do you think gets the job, like on person to person? They have three left backs for that matter. So any takes, who goes out of Chelsea?
Of course, it is a choice between Alonso and Emerson who should leave. They are willingly ready to give Emerson or Alonso. Both of them, there are offers for them, but I guess Alonso will end up staying. It is like Emerson will get the axe.
Emerson.
Jorginho was linked with Juventus, but now Sarri has gone from there, so I don't know who are the other buyers for him. He's a very good player, but then it got difficult for him in the English Premier League. So it's Emerson or Jorginho. Other all, I see everyone end up staying at Chelsea this season at least.
Yeah.
Dixit, one question, the last one on this transfer saga of Chelsea. Kepa in or out? Hello, Dixit.
I think
I
Kepa in. I think Kepa in. I think Kepa in with the management supporting him and a director of football or a big man in management, Peter Cech, going out and giving all support. I think Kepa stays. Personally, I'm not happy, but all the good things happening around, I think I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, I
So do
think it's
you
good
think
for all
uh,
the clubs. I think if Kepa is in, so I think that's a good
Kepa has
call
to
by
play?
Chelsea.
So let's
you can match it with the first season of David De Gea. To be honest, as a United
No,
fan, you'll know
but
better.
De
Yeah.
Gea was De Gea was not so bad as bad Kepa has been. De Gea would
and
try to make saves at least.
So I
I
hope
was
so. This
not signed
Kepa
for
gets better
72
than De
million.
Gea now.
Kepa was very bad. Kepa was really poor. Like I don't think, yeah, even
If Chelsea is
okay.
trying to sign Mendy, who I have not seen perform, and if he's a good keeper and upgrade to Kepa, then of course Mendy in and Kepa should be out. Or else I don't know why they are signing. If you are giving a vote of confidence to him, then he should be your first keeper.
yeah. I think uh, Kepa, Jorginho, and Alonso should all be put on sale. I think.
Yeah, they all. I guess Emerson will be there instead of Alonso, and yeah,
Yeah,
Jorginho will be there. Even Kepa for
because
that matter, because Chelsea is spending big. They in this COVID market, everyone's finances are hit. So it's just like, do they want to take that pinch of salt right now, but to just declare to the world that yeah, we made a mistake of 70 million signing, or give another chance. Let's see, post COVID market, you get a good amount for him
put him,
if he
put
does
him,
not perform.
put him out on loan. Chelsea are really good at giving players on loans as well. So I think. But yeah, I
So
I
think
don't
it's
coming
know.
to the
it
Maybe
gives the
they.
strikers bad practice in training if Kepa is in goal. I think. Yeah.
we saw the form of Tammy Abraham also tipping. The same time, I think the form of Kepa went down. So yeah. So coming to the lineups with the entire new Chelsea coming up. So I'll start with KU. So what do you think like will be there in the defense, and maybe Dixit and Rohit can take us through the midfield and the attack part.
I'll I'll think they'll go with four at the back. Of course, if they are going to sign Mendy, he's in the goalkeeper. It's
That's
a
right.
tough call between Reece James and Aspilicueta, but I guess Reece James should start. Then with Zuma and Thiago Silva, and in the new acquisition of Ben Chilwell
Chilwell.
should start at left back.
Yeah, I was having the same feeling. So Rohit, the midfield part, what do you see? Any changes if they are going 4-4-2, 4-4, sorry, 4-3-3 or the traditional 4-2-3-1?
Yeah, I would with all the new signings and the squad Lampard has, I think 4-2-3-1 should be
Yes,
his. And with the defensive, issues of Chelsea, I think it won't hurt playing two nice, solid midfielders. So I think Kante definitely starts and Kovacic and Loftus-Cheek
that's
with him based on the opposition. If it's a more physical opposition, you can go in with Loftus-Cheek over there. And I think uh, in the front, in the three, I think Mason Mount starts. I think Havertz has to win his place at Chelsea. I think Mason Mount has his that spot is his, right? Havertz has to come in and win. It's not that. And Mason Mount has been really good. So I think he plays in that number 10 role, and then Pulisic and Ziyech pick themselves, and Werner as well. So
so Dikshit, coming to you, like the big money signing Havertz, and do you think apart from can Mason Mount and Havertz play together, or apart from the number 10 position or a secondary striker, Havertz can fill in the slot if there is a formation change or without any formation change?
I think Chelsea will go for 4-2-3-1. And coming back to Mount, Mount has been really versatile. At times he has played on the left wing. At times he has covered at number 10. And also he didn't shy away from dropping deep and, playing alongside Kovacic. So I think Mount will get his deserved minutes. And coming on to, Havertz, he's someone like who likes to, he's a player who will give you more goals than assists. When we see a midfielder, we expect more assists and lesser of goals. But here the scenario is different. He coupling him with Werner is a great deal actually. Werner has traditionally struggled as a lone striker, and uh, with Havertz playing right behind him, he'll get much more support, and he can take his shots freely. And at the same time, Havertz can pop up at attacking positions. And with VH playing in those balls from the right wing and the mazy runs of Pulisic, I think the attack is sorted. Maybe the best in the Premier League. If Bobby doesn't fire. So maybe we are about Liverpool in attack.
Vikshit has everything sorted in his head. He knows how much everything is gonna fall in place. So we just hope best for him. We want to see him happy. He's a friend. So yeah, let's hope Chelsea does something good. So now the last part of this episode and my favorite, it is the calls. So who is the best player and what is the exact position you see Chelsea finishing? So I'll start with KO. The position Chelsea finish in and the best player for Chelsea.
I guess they'll end up again third or fourth. It's a battle between Manchester United and Chelsea, which I'm expecting. And of course, Pulisic will be the best player for them. He was fantastic last season, post-COVID.
Vikshit.
I'll go for position number 2 or 3, and I guess our best player will again be Kovacic, because it is a lot in action happening in the mid, and he is our mainstay, I believe.
Rohit.
I think best case Chelsea can finish second and worst case fourth. I don't see them going above or below that, and I think it's going to be out of Pulisic or Ziyech who's going to be the outstanding player. I favor Pulisic in that definitely, but
From my personal point of view, I think Timo will have a great season. Like everyone is expecting, somewhere around 20-25 goals, not in the EPL, but definitely across all competitions, at least 25 goals. And I do see Chelsea fighting for the second spot. If Liverpool is failing, then I see them having an upper edge on Manchester United, a bit above Spurs too. So yeah. So today we are concluding this episode. Stay tuned for our next episode on the other top 6 sides. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
you.